everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back. It is your 10th and final Season 6 episode review for The Rookie. And also, I do apologize if some things feel out of weird in post. First of all, it is summer in New York. I have been sweating watching this entire episode because I am a madman that refuses to turn on my AC until June, until I exceptionally give up, which tonight is not that night. I do apologize if I do feel more shinier than usual, which I'm like, you know what, y'all gonna see my faces again if you're doing just the new episodes for maybe like about 7 months. So you got a break. You got a break, to say the least. But here we are. We are at the end of season 6. This was the final episode of the year. 10 episodes of 2024. Just, it's gone. It's gone. It really sucked. It really sucked. I said this at the beginning. I'm gonna say it at the end. I understand the strike was important to get the regular people who are using acting as their primary income, their dreams, as well as the writers, the proper raise and protection they deserve. I do understand that it just really, really sucks that we are in a very difficult period of television where, you know, the content we would love to see is either taking longer or we're not getting as much of it, especially on the network television side, where this season, like a majority of the shows that I've witnessed have only gotten 10 episodes. And again, 10 episodes is better than nothing. The strikes could have continued. We could have gotten nothing. We could have had to wait till fall. Again, I totally understand what we were gifted, and I am grateful for that. I am just hoping by the time we come back in 2025, which again, for me, sounds crazy to hear. We're like, you know, we're not coming back till 2025. Like, best case scenario, early June or early January. That's my best case scenario. But until that moment comes, this is all that we all have to hold over until then. But honestly, as per usual, I think The Rookie does a pretty bang up job of ending off the season. I will talk more about my opinions on the season in a couple weeks if you want to go check that out. But I will say that the finale was good. It was really good. I just don't quite think it reaches the heights of previous. And again, I know they're not supposed to top each other out. This was a very difficult season considering the fact they don't have a full order to tell their story. I wouldn't be surprised if this was stuff from the original plan, season 6, then they're cutting stuff out or they reworked something. Regardless, whatever the case may be, I do appreciate the writers did give us some sort of story arc. There are still a lot of questions on the table. I do consider this better than the season 4 finale. If I really have to rank it, I think season 4's finale was, I think, the weakest of the 6 so far. But sadly, this finale falls into the latter of the 6. I don't believe it's in the top 3. I do believe it's in the bottom 3. We did get some cool moments. It definitely pays off some of the story elements we got in this season, and it continues to build up the mystery on what the heck's going on for next season, because there's still more questions for them to answer. And again, I do understand that they decided not to rush anything in order for the slow burn of, you know, just everything going on. But all honesty, we got some great moments out of this episode. I think this concluded certain things. I think this left the door open for more things to come in season 7. I loved seeing some old faces again, seeing possibly some new faces. But other than that, you know, I really can't wait to see what season 7 of The Rookie has to offer. And again, the fact that I'm saying season 7 is crazy, that when we come back next time on a proper episode review, we will be talking about season 7. And, you know, that it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But for now, let's just go for the butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie. So we begin with the detective we were introduced to last week. He's still on forceful leave. He's contacting someone that what's going on? Like, am I safe? Is everything all right? Like, you know, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you know, you promised me that I would be fine, and now I'm in the middle of things. What am I going to do? What is the next step? What is the next plan? What am I going to do now? And then suddenly some woman comes behind him, and then some car stops in front of him. They kill him. I'm just like, yeah, that's really much echoes my sentiment of like last episode where, like, again, I'm not wasn't trying to compare season 2's finale episodes. I wasn't trying to. I know these are two different elements, but like when you have certain similarities, like it's kind of hard to not see the parallels. And then just seeing him get killed off in the beginning of the first moments of the episode, I'm just like, okay. And the fact they put him in a recycling bin, and not even like, maybe they give him some respect of like, he's not garbage, but he's, you know, like, how do we reuse him? Okay, that's a horrible joke, that really was. But they kill him off. These two mysterious hench people, who the hell are they? We don't really know. We cut to the logo. We're heading back to the Nolan residence, where, in a parallel to the episode a few weeks ago, that Nolan is waking up Bailey, and considering that they don't want to do Bailey doesn't want to do the IVF treatment. It's too expensive. It's too risky. Still not going to be a guarantee to give them a genetic baby. They are considering, okay, you know what? Why don't we adopt? There are thousands of kids out there that need parents, and why not give one lucky kid the chance to join this family? And Bailey's like, okay, but I'll do my research. And again, adopting is not easy whatsoever. They don't just hand a kid to any random pair of adults. It definitely needs to come from a lot of fact checking, a lot of credential checking. It's a lot of legal hoops. It's not easy. It could take a year to get a kid. But she's going to do the research, and then they'll catch back up to base on it. Nolan gets a call from Gray, updating him on the situation going on with the psychiatrist. They meet up in a random rooftop. Apparently, this investigation is no longer under the umbrella of the NYPD. They just don't know who has been corrupted by the psychiatrist. And right now, the only thing they could do is just keep things in a smaller, off the table corner of law enforcement, which brings into the FBI. And yes, that makes us the return of Felix. I miss him so much. Garza, I miss Garza so much. If you have watched me in the Rookie Fez reviews last year, I love him so much. I was very, very sad that we didn't even get a full Garza episode out of it. I'm so unhappy about that, and but I am grateful they didn't forget about those characters. That corner of the world is still alive. Obviously, you have 10 episodes to tell your story. You don't have the whole ability to tell everything you want to do, and obviously, as much as we would love to continue Feds as a storyline, again, obviously it was I understand in the bigger picture what the actors and writer, and I know even I'm saying this, for me it may seem like, oh, I'm selfish for I would rather them keep how things were before just to keep Rookie Feds. I totally understand where people would be coming from that. Again, I really like Rookie Feds. I really did. I don't think it's an all-time favorite, but I really enjoyed it. It's the same energy. It's the same world. It's, they managed to create sibling for the Rookie that just, it's comparable. It's, well, you can definitely feel the difference, but at the same time, it was still a well-written show. So yeah, of course I missed them a lot, and that the fact that they never got to continue their story is just, it sucks, but at least again, I'm grateful that they remembered, and then they're here. Garza agrees to, umbrella the operation going forward. They're going to be operating in a very small corner in Wilshire Station, until things get back under control. That is the plan, at least, until things progress even further. So we find ourselves in this mysterious basement room underneath Mid Wilshire. We got a random officer. We got Smithy. We got Aaron. We got Selena. We got Lopez. We got everyone in the Rookie family. Plus these two randos. Again, I don't really know who these people are, but that other person is. We never even got a mention of him in the past. So I'm like, you know what? It could have been me. If I had really pushed harder on social media, that could have been me. Okay, I'm really stroking myself too much here. So yeah, Aaron just puts out a whiteboard, just a bunch of names, random people we don't even know about in the yes and maybe columns of who could be potentially corrupted. And I'm like, dude, you were technically a patient of hers. How come we don't assume you're part of her? I'm just like, yeah, we don't even got time for that, storylines. I'm like, no, Aaron's one of the good guys. Leave him as be. Even Tim comes in just berating for just how far away this is from the main base, as well as why the hell is Smithy even here. And just even oh, Smithy, I love you so much, but someday I feel like someday he's gonna get punched in the face. Someday. Chen should have been the one to do it a couple weeks ago. Should have been. From then, yeah, so Selena comes in. She has a pretty big discovery. Not a big discovery for us, but the big discovery for the team, where she pulled up an old YouTube video from a panel moderation happened a few years ago that happened to have Monica and the psychiatrist in the same room. And since they already knew Monica shady, this kind of gives them some sort of okay, now we can see who she's been working with. The problem is that this is just a random video clip. It doesn't prove anything. As Tim says, you need more evidence. You need solid, ironclad proof that they have been engaging in this activity in order to tie Monica in. And even though Monica's recent investigations are frugal, it's not enough. It really is not enough to start an official eye track on her. So they just gotta wait and see how things go on that front. Trying to see where we go here. I know they contact Chen, who's still undercover at the Batista's mansion, watching their kids. Just to shift focus to Monica in case she ever does show up, trying to figure out what is her plan, what is her motive, what angle is she trying to explore for her own benefits. Which, speaking of which, we cut over back to a random building in the middle of LA where Monica decides to pay a visit to the person who's trying to kill her, Eric Ramsey. Which, again, now that we've introduced so many names, Batista, Ramsey, I got very famous people, not the ones we know of, and then the Latino leader, I forgot his name. I do apologize. It's just too many names. You're lucky, right? You remember the ones I do remember. Is any of them the big bag supposedly Monica's working with? No, because as she says in the next scene, she didn't even know who Eric Ramsey existed till yesterday. As well as the same time, the Latino guy, it could not be the same guy, considering the fact that, this guy doesn't seem like big bad material. He doesn't. I know they didn't write him as that. And for Batista, he's just a middleman. He's got his own crew. He's got his own protection. But like honestly, he's just like a guy who's helping launder the money. That's basically it. I don't imagine them being the big bad. So again, I will say this much: they don't answer that question like definitively in this episode. Who was the big bad that Monica was talking to at the beginning of season 7? Season 6. We don't get that answer. Maybe they did, and if they did, and I missed it, please clarify. I would love to be corrected. I would love to get corrected. I just love to. So none of these new people are that person. They're all people that we're supposed to be interested in, but it's just not 100% there. And she visits Eric. She asks him, "Why do you want to kill me? I don't even know who you are." And he's like, "I know, but I'm afraid you will know who I am had I not intervened." Because apparently, since Monica is starting to like kind of grow her own quiet criminal nest, not even an organization, a nest where like she gets dirt on the PD and then help out the criminals. She gets to also help the criminals. She makes the money, like in more ways than one. However, since she's slowly getting intel many different people, eventually someday someone was going to drop his name on her desk and she would have targeted him. So he wanted to take her out before she can even discover him. And while that is very modest, he clearly failed just because of circumstances out of his control. And Monica offers him a deal that we can work together, or you can also pay me back for killing me, like almost killing me fee, and we can potentially do business together. And Eric's like, nope, no interest in that. I would rather kill you myself than, make business with you. So, good day. So she heads downstairs with her security staff. The other guy shows up. Apparently, he's been offered $500,000 to kill her. However, she's willing to get if she's willing to pay up $2 million and 10% of her business, he will let her live. And they have to do the deal by 5:00 tonight. Otherwise, they have no deal, and Monica will be killed on site. Then I want to say, then she goes over to Batista's mansion. Lucy tries to keep an eye on things. She's there too because she doesn't have that money. Which I'm like, you're bribing these people. How do you not have this money? So it turns out she doesn't even want the money. She needs to get rid of them before they get rid of her. So she makes a deal with Batista, for them to make their own deal. Because of the same time period, as you remember, she made a deal with Oscar to go find out what Eric Ramsey has as leverage. What can they use against him to kind of take him down from within? So Oscar recruits none other than Bailey's ex-husband or current. I think they got legally divorced, but I don't know why they just keep saying his wife. I completely forgot about that. So that was I think season 4 or 5. Again, it's been a while since I've seen those seasons, so forgive me. But he's initially I completely forgot. So I forget if he was okay with them or not okay with them. I don't remember. But Oscar's willing to tell him, hey, look, I'm willing to let's break out together. Let's do this one thing together, and I guarantee you'll have a chance to be with Nolan and your wife again. I'm just like, okay, this can go wrong. A lot of this can go wrong here because in fact I forget things, and he agrees. So they find his right hand, who was of Ramsey, who was already in prison. They beat him up. They get the information apparently that Ramsey has an outside financer overseas, a Swiss entrepreneur who has been dealing in some criminal conspiracies across the greater European regions, and that the other thing is that apparently Ramsey's fucking his wife. Apologies for my language. I had to say it. And there is the ammunition Monica needs to take down Ramsey once and for all, in her own way. Meanwhile, the psychiatrist tries to make a deal with Wesley to get a full immunity deal for her contributions to the case. Wesley said, hell to the fucking no, considering the fact that 2 officers are dead. You basically exported an entire police department. There's no way the information you are providing is even close to get you full immunity. And she tries to argue, but Wesley's got a point. Like, if you're going to get, like, full immunity for compromising the integrity of a law enforcement agency, which, again, it's also their fault for, like, not exploring so many background checks. Yeah, what you did is, like, you're going to have to really give us, like, the golden goose here. Like give us, like, the name of one of the FBI's top 10 if you want to make a deal. And she has nothing. She really has nothing on like, the Monica information. The information on Monica wouldn't have been enough. So she splits off from her own lawyer. She heads off. Then we get to those 2 people from before who killed the detective. Apparently, they're working for Monica to get custody of the psychiatrist, considering the fact they assume that she's going to flip on Monica, and Monica needs to cut off all loose ends before anything can proceed forward with her life. So even when after Nolan gives her the call, like, hey, look, we got the FBI involved now, so if you can help us, we will grant you federal immunity or federal protection, at least. That Monica can't kill you. Just work with us. We'll protect you with those resources, and you'll be fine. Sadly, a police officer that was trying to protect her gets knocked out by the henchmen, and the henchmen easily kidnap her and take control of the situation. So they kind of lost their only real shot against Monica right now. Considering the fact now she's under Monica's care. Eventually, Chen does get wind of the Batista and Monica deal to go attack the laundromat instead of getting the money to them as a sign of, like, don't fuck with Monica, just walk away and you won't be hurt any further. Obviously, Chen relays that information back to the others, so they managed to kind of put two and two together and start forming a team to go protect, I guess, the drug lords, stop the fighting, and try to put an end to this before anyone really gets hurt. Considering the fact this laundromat is in the middle of a school area, which again, criminals know that because police won't engage if there's active innocent civilians in the field, especially children. Then I want to say, I think from this point, like, they're grouping in. Chen wanders in. The Batistas have escaped. They kind of have a headwind that, like, shit's about to go south. So they're escaping to unknown regions where hopefully they won't get them in case they do get incriminated. So that sucks. But again, like, the primary focus is this matter. That's what they need to do right now. And then at the meantime, I want to say there was a scene where Wesley calls Monica's new bodyguard, their former bodyguard, about, like, hey, look, just be careful. Monica's just not the person you really want to be protecting. I know it's a job, but at the end of the day, you're going to realize she does not have the best intentions in her heart. And after what she witnesses later, where, after Monica gains the psychiatrist in her custody, they're going away to Argentina. For whatever reason. I am not 100% clear about that. And then she decides, what, morality trumps, confidentiality. So she calls Lopez to tell her, yes, they're on their way to Argentina. You gotta get them. You gotta, like, find a way to, like, get the psychiatrist back, because I don't think she's there willingly. So they loop in the feds, and since everyone else is busy, Nolan and Harper volunteer to head off to Argentina last minute to go and potentially save the psychiatrist, but apparently this is not a rescue mission. Apparently, because of the current political climate between the country, this is only a research mission. This is not an extradition. This is not a rescue mission. This is not an arrest mission. This is purely for research. They're going to get the information needed. They're going to relay this back to the States. And once they get everything under control, then hopefully they'll go in for an official mission. But sadly, even Nolan said that could take weeks, and maybe she'll be dead by that point. But however, that's just the red tape that's around this case. They're even lucky to even get close enough to figure out what's going on. So they got to do what they got to do in this matter. So Nolan and Harper kind of shut up and just accept the conditions of their mission. So the squad team's getting ready. They're heading in. We even get a scene with Bradford and Chen where, again, I was not expecting the word, but, like, again, like, where they are right now, is it the best? No. Is it worse? Not really. But they've been through so much throughout this season, and the fact of the matter that the freaking Bradford was the one to drop a line of like, you know, he talked about Chen during therapy, even if it's a correct therapist, that apparently on the record he supposedly said that Chen is a freak in the sheets, which I'm just like, again, not what I need to know, but okay, I guess that's breaking the ice somehow. They notice Batista's men mobilizing. They're blocking the gates. They're getting ready to attack. Lopez fires first when she witnesses the gun. Lopez does get shot, but she manages to take down a couple of them. The fighting goes inside the laundromat. They do take control of the situation slowly but surely. They do get back the Hispanic leader. While Bradford and Chen try to take out a couple more of Batista's men. One of Batista's men happens to escape. Bradford goes after him, doing, I think, someone like the most... I don't remember how often they do like really big stunts. I don't remember when the last one was, but this, I think, this is on the list, where Bradford, you know, jumps onto the moving vehicle. He tries to take control of the situation, but just because, again, you know, you're a man on a moving vehicle with really no sense of balance, like, yeah, you're not going to really, like, you know, be able to take control of the whole situation. So eventually he's kind of caught in a difficult position where he barges through the window. He manages to dispense the gun, but the guy has a freaking, like, the clutch, like, to control, like, you know, the signal turner. I don't drive, so I apologize if I don't know the exact terminology. It's actually a knife, so he tries stabbing Bradford. So Chen and Lopez, very quick behind, decides to react quickly and have Chen jump across the moving vehicle. Now, is that a stunt actress, or is that Melissa O'Neill herself? I don't quite know. They shot this very well that I cannot tell myself. I would not be surprised if this was a stunt person, but I would also not be surprised if this was Melissa herself. Thankfully, she manages to successfully jump the van. She gains control of the situation and saves Bradford. And thankfully, the attack via Batista is over. I'm trying to figure out if there was anything back on the home front before I forget anything. No, I think we just head off to Argentina. Also forgot to mention, on the plane is 2 more Feds members, Brendan and Laura. It's great to see them again. I miss them so much. Laura even has a new hairstyle, which, again, you know, pretty sure she would have kept the old one had the show kept going. But again, you know, coming back last minute, you kind of just got to work with what you got. And again, I think it's a good look for her. I think it's a good look for her. They arrive in Argentina. They get scolded by one of the U.S. Officials that this is not really kosher. This is not a mission you should be doing. But you know what? I warned you. I'm not legally responsible for whatever happens next, so you're on your own for however this turns out. So they do so. Again, they're specified this is a research mission only. They have a couple bodyguards in case things go south, but the mission is not to rescue. It is just to observe. So apparently they're thankfully positioned pretty well, which I'm like, how the hell did Monica and the others not notice, nor anyone notice? They're like 2 freaking government official vehicle, like, overlooking them. Like, did no one really pay attention to that? Or am I just bugging? So apparently they're there to make a deal with the Swiss man to flip his loyalty from Ramsey over to Monica, so Monica can expand her own, like, mischievous angles. With the partnership of the deal, you know, like, she gives him the information about Ramsey, you know, having sex with his wife multiple times. She has the video footage for that, and, you know, that, you know, if all she wants is a chance to, like, let's work together, let's be a team, let's try to, you know, take on the world together. I will definitely show my worth. I have a potential useful tool with the psychiatrist. It seems to be that Monica is going to make the deal of her lifetime. However, once Nolan gets reminded again the fact this is not a rescue mission, that there's a possibility this man may take the psychiatrist and they may never see her again. Nolan, being Nolan, decides to, you know, take action, take down the government official, and take control of one of the vehicles with Harper alongside him, which I'm just like, why am I not surprised? I'm just not totally surprised that no one would do this. And I'm actually surprised, spoilers for the end, like, he does not get court-martialed for this. I'm actually legitimately surprised he does not get punished for this. So from then, they infiltrate the site. All parties dissipate. The Swiss guy decides to escape. Monica stupidly decides not to go for her vehicle. She goes in another way. Nolan focuses on saving the psychiatrist first, taking down the big dude. But sadly, when he decides to go after Monica, he does get shot in the ass. Okay, he gets shot on the side, but it's close enough to the ass. I'm going to say the ass. So he's briefly incapacitated, but however, once he decides to ditch Monica and just try to escape with Harper. and the psychiatrist. So they try to make their getaway, but however, one of the Swissmen is about to shoot them with a freaking grenade launcher. But thankfully for the power of Laura's driving abilities, they managed. Or is it Laura? Or is it no? It's Brendan. Brendan's driving abilities, they managed to save their lives and actually managed to defuse the situation before it can get even worse. So thankfully, things are all right, and the feds once again prove they are superior, and we should really get a season. We're gonna have a talk ABC, like, you know, if you keep canceling shows next year, you got opening, bring back feds. Where do I go from there? Yeah, so we return back stateside. They managed to bring back the psychiatrist. She tries to apologize to Aaron for her actions, but Aaron says, "Nope, I am putting up boundaries. You had your chance to sleep with me, and you ruined it. So I'm going to ignore you for the rest of your time here in the holding cell." Harper and Lopez give an update to Gray. Sorry, trying to hold in a burp there. That Monica did get away. However, Garza was able to put out an Interpol warrant on her. So somewhere out there, she will be caught. And I'm actually like very thankful. Like finally, Monica is going to pay. Eventually. Will she ever get paid? I don't think so. I think this woman just refuses to lose. So there will be an opportunity for her to win. But I'm pretty much guaranteed to see that again. And Lopez makes a promise, like, once they do get her and they bring her back to LA, I'm going to be the one to put the cuffs on her, the final cuffs, which I'm just like, I hope we get to see that day next season. I hope we get to see that day. Trent and Bradford run into each other on the elevator again. Sadly, no touching moments here. No physical touching moments there, but Bradford does thank her for saving his life. He thanks her for always helping him, for even when he was a piece of shit to her many years ago, that she always did care for him and, you know, managed to be patient with him. And, you know, Bradford will do everything he could for the rest of his life, whether they never get back together again, to profusely thank her for her kindness. And, you know, they leave it off there. And that's it. That's the last Chenford moment of the season. Sadly, no reconciliation. Again, trust the writers, fans. Trust the writers. They know what they're doing. Just be patient. Then we sadly cut over back to Oscar and Bailey's ex-husband. They do manage to successfully exit the prison in style. Not in style, they just dress up in garbs and, like, you know, managed to just walk out the front gate, which I'm just like, damn, that was kind of anticlimactic over there. And Oscar's like just offering him a ride, like, where do you want to get dropped off in? And he's like, LA, because I'm like, there's obviously someone there he needs to visit again. And I'm just like, the timing could not be so worse. Then yeah, so we cut back over to the house. Nolan's already recuperating from his injury, and again, Bailey's already making comments that he got shot in the ass, which again, we'll put that on the record. We'll put that on the record till season 7. We'll put that on the record. And Bailey is warming up to the idea of adoption. She does have some questions they do need to answer if they feel comfortable of doing when it comes to the adoption process, all the legal loopholes they need to jump over, and Nolan's ready to hear them before Gray gives him the call that sadly Oscar and Bailey's ex-husband has escaped prison, and now they're on the way to them. And that was the end of The Rookie season 6. So for me, I liked it. I really, really do. Like I said, I don't think this is in the top category for finales for me. They had a lot of cool moments. The car scene, the Argentina scene, bringing back the feds, Monica finally getting some semblance of justice in terms of, like, you know, being held accountable for her actions, them saving the psychiatrist. Like, there was a lot of great moments there. There was a lot of great moments. Obviously, I was kind of displeased that after 9 episodes of, like, waiting, we don't understand who the big bad is, the one that Monica's been communicating with all this time. It could be Elijah. It could be someone else. I don't really know who it is. Again, I do understand the limitations of this season. I get that. It's just, why tease something if you're not going to see that in the season? Just why. Again, we'll talk more about that in a couple weeks, but that was like something that I was kind of disappointed by, that we didn't get any sort of resolution on that front. And, you know, again, like, I think honestly I was more worried about the fact that for, like, there was going to be a big cliffhanger, and that's the way they kept toting it around. And, like, when they introduced the fact of, like, oh, Bailey's ex-husband will be escaping, my fear for after we got that revelation, and Nolan was in Argentina, that he was going to take Bailey hostage. That was my fear and my worry, that that's going to be the cliffhanger. And the fact that, no, they were in bed, they got notified of the news, so they already know he's coming. So I'm like, okay, it's not that I'm, like, disappointed by that, but I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like season 4, where like, yeah, like it's just a abrupt end. That's it. No resolution. But it's better than that. Like there is something that we need to focus on next season, and I do understand that. It's just I don't know. I just found like that was a missed opportunity there. I thought that would have really raised the stakes a little bit further and give more of a oh my god, like we need to figure out what happens next when we get back to season 7. But again, I do love the moments with Chenford. I do understand it has been a very hot topic debate since the mid-season. I do understand that. The writers are kind of pushing them to kind of sort of this reconciliation point, but in like very slow interval. Again, this wasn't going to be perfect. Y'all were going to get 4 seasons of waiting, finally get what you want, and then assume happy ending. Every relationship has to go through some trials and tribulations before you can get to that happily ever after. Whether or not they are meant to be together or not, like, you know, there's still things they have to work throughout, and you know that we have to see how they're going to turn out. We have to see. But otherwise, again, like, you know, I kudos to bringing back Feds, kudos to the stunt team on this episode, and you know, just in general with everything going on. Again, I would have loved to see a couple more things about it, but again, you know what? As far as finales go, this is still pretty good in my opinion. This was still a very well end to the Rookie's time in 2024. And I'm still excited to see where we go from here next year when we do come back to it. So for now, I'm going to give this episode 1 3/4 thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this week's episode, the finale of The Rookie Season 6. I would love to hear your comments down below, as always. But I believe that's going to do it for me tonight, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's Two from ActionX, having reviewed every single episode in the 6th season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's Two beside our Rookie episode review. Right now, we are reviewing Walker each and every week after brand news is on CW, so go check them out there. But if you don't care about Rookie, sadly, this is the last episode we are getting this year. There will be no more Rookie episode reviews until 2025, so I do apologize for that. That's way out of control. I would have loved to get more, but it is what it is, sadly, on that front. However, our Rookie coverage does not end there. Next week, we will be doing a Season 7 predictions video, talking about everything that I hope to see in the upcoming 7th season of The Rookie. And then the week after that, you will get a Season 6 review, non-spoilers edition, about everything that I want to talk about The Rookie Season 6 in an official review capacity without spoiling anything beyond the first episode. So, still a couple more things to come out of that, and then that will be a wrap on our Rookie coverage for 2024. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. And please, again, if you're not tuning in for the next 2 weeks, again, thank you so much for watching us for the past 10 episode reviews. Again, I know this isn't how things were meant to go. I do understand that. But you know what? I'm grateful. We still got 10 more hours of, for me, one of the best television shows I've ever seen, period. This still continues it. There were missteps along the way, minor ones, but you know, we're still trekking along. I'm still very happy we are getting a Season 7, that we are going to continue the story further next year. And you know, that when we come back next year, we're going to have way more episodes to talk about. That's at least the benefit, you know, as we have to trudge through along the summer, the fall, and the winter before we get to see our favorite cast and crew again. So thank you so much for watching. For all you members of the Rookie Nation, I love you all. So if this is the end for now, I'll see you all in 2025. But if you are going to tune in for the next 2 weeks, I'll meet you there. But until then, please stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.